Hello and welcome, and shall I say it? Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, or Happy Hanukkah. You are listening to Ticket to Life, and I am Henry, and I'm so happy that you are here with me. Okay, so why Happy Hanukkah, you ask? Well, because it begins on the evening of Wednesday, December 25th, and it ends on the evening of Thursday, January 2nd, 2025. And this is rare for Hanukkah to coincide with our Christmas Day. So I thought that was pretty awesome. And this actually hasn't happened since 2005, which is that's pretty cool to have that. But anyway, what is Hanukkah? Well, Hanukkah is a Jewish holiday that celebrates the rededication of the Second Temple in Jerusalem and is also known for as the Festival of Lights. So, Hanukkah celebrates freedom of oppression and religious expression. It's one of the most popular Jewish religious observances. And there is your lesson for the day. So, happy Hanukkah. Like I said, I hope everyone is doing well. And thank you again for listening to Ticket to Life. You can listen to Ticket to Life on any of your popular podcast platforms and also on Metro Atlanta Radio, Georgia. I think it's the actual radio station is in Dallas, Georgia, but every Thursday morning at 7 a.m. Eastern, Ticket to Life, 99.1 FM on WDJY. So, how many? Oh, I guess I should let you know what we're going to talk about today. That would be very important, wouldn't it? Anyway, today we're going to talk about the awkward child slash adult. So, have you ever known an awkward child? Or were you an awkward child? Or do you feel like you are an awkward adult now? Now, by awkward, I mean one who kind of struggles with social interactions, or you may know someone like that, or they're shy, difficulty understanding like social cues, like people walk away. I wonder where they're all going, um, and leave you standing there. But anyway, you may think that's not a thing, but it is. That has happened to me. All of a sudden, I'm standing alone. Anyway, feeling weird about a group in settings or lack of confidence in the social situation, which some just labeled as an awkward child. They just do. I hate this because apparently some of us have those characteristics and do not want to be labeled as awkward. No, I don't, but I am, and I've learned to accept that. As you know, that might as make us as a child grow up to be if you're an awkward child, more than likely you might be an awkward adult. Now, some kids struggle in school, and all educators out there do not take offense to this because it's not all, but it is some. Some educators out there, not all again, but some will label a kid as awkward. They're an awkward student. Unfortunately, that follows them from preschool, elementary school, middle school, high school. Now, I'm not sure how teachers do this or districts do this. I'm assuming, yes, I did. I did used to work for the school. They will write notes in a child's folder. I don't know. Do they still use folders in school? Everything's probably on the computer. But anyway, um, and they will write notes, and it goes on because that's going to stand out, and you'll hear a teacher go, "Uh-oh, I've got so and so. It says awkward." Unfortunately, it plants that seed. And I mean, I may be guilty of planting a seed to someone about something. I don't know. But anyway, I hope I'm not, but may have been or could have been. But anyway, so that's the thing. And unfortunately, there's always going to be awkward kids, awkward adults. But hopefully, when your kid goes off to college or trade school, maybe they will develop a different type of personality because some kids are with the same group of kids. Because I know my kids were from elementary school all the way through high school. Um, my son was actually so ready to get out of high school and go to college. He couldn't wait. He was just done. He said, these kids are, these kids, he said, everyone's so immature. He was just ready. He was just a little bit more mature than others, I guess, for his age. But anyway, so again, this follows them once they are labeled, just like anything else, like any other words that people label others with. So, no offense again to educators, but shame on you. And you know who you are that have labeled some of those innocent little kids. I know that some kids aren't just like everyone, they just aren't. And thank God for that. Although most kids, most adults just want to fit in. I was the kid with no grace and I was clumsy. I was always stepping on someone's feet, mainly because it was my mom's feet. Poor woman. And I was taller than anyone my age and skinny and a lanky kid. And though I eventually grew out of that, literally, I grew, I still sometimes feel as though I don't fit in some certain groups. But I also don't let it bother me for days like I would have when I was younger. It may bother me for a little bit, like a day or whatever, but time is short on this planet, so I choose to move on. So, do any of you feel this way at all? Excuse me, my voice cracked there. How many of you were that awkward child? Or how many of you have a child that is a little awkward? And by the way, this is my disclaimer. This is my opinion. Everything I say on Ticket to Life, I am not a doctor, a therapist, a child psychologist, or a life coach. I am just me. And again, this is just my opinion. I am a professional mom and wife. That's my go-to. But I love I do love it when kids those kids that they just don't give a flip about being different from others. They just don't. They just like Harriet the Spy. There was a book and a movie back in the day, and it was about this little girl, and she was just who she was. And when I worked at the school, I used to have a small frame on my desk. I still have it, and it says "Dare to be different." And I love that. I don't want to be like anyone else. Trust me, you don't want two Henries in the world. and, and if you have a child that is awkward, guess what? They are who they are. And you may need to help them through life and letting them know how important they are and how much they are loved. And let them know how thankful you are for who they are, because they are your child, first of all, and just letting them know that you are there for them no matter what. So I know awkward is it's a weird word to use, I guess. But anyway, it's back to that. So I feel like there should be another word for that. And one of the most important things I wanted to tell you was just to help your kids build their you need to build their character and let them accept who they are and tell them how great they are, because kids are great. They all are. I know someone's rolling their eyes right now saying, well, my kid's just a mess. But no, deep inside, they're great. But anyway, there has to be another word that sounds better than awkward, right? And so when I Googled it, the words given to me were clumsy, inept, uncoordinated, ill mannered, dorky. Really? Really? Those are the words? And then I found adorkable. Lordy, come on. Come on, people. There's a better word than awkward. Some of these kids and adults just march to the beat of their own music, their own drummer. Guess what? That's great. Why not say to these kids and adults, including myself, that we're unique and we have our own special thoughts and feelings, and we may behave a bit different from others or think a different way or process things in a different way, but that sets us apart from being like everyone else. We're one of a kind. Now, they may make all these other people that may be making us feel unwanted, we may be making them feel awkward. Have you ever thought about that? A lot of things that make someone feel awkward are, or we can make others feel awkward because we don't dress like them. We don't talk like them. Our hair color is different. Skin color is different. Or we don't have the same beliefs. Now, some kids are never invited to a birthday party or sleepover. Why? Because the kid having the party doesn't like them? Or maybe they forgot to invite them? Well, and I know it isn't that. It's because they are awkward. They are different. But maybe they're not awkward. Maybe they are unique. It is hurtful when kids aren't invited. We know this. But do we really want our children to be invited when your child may be treated in a hateful way? Okay, okay. I know. It starts at home. Teach your kids how to be kind to all kids. That's what it is. Some kids can be so hateful and mean, and I've seen it. And I'm going to say girls are the worst. I hope I don't get any hate mail from little girls, but anyway, but girls are the worst. And I have friends who are school counselors, and they have said that girls are horrible when they come in the group of girls because they're all not getting along. She said the girls are just mean to each other sometimes because they don't like them for whatever little reason. Cliques began at such a young age. And again, unfortunately, we try to teach our children to accept children that no matter what they look like or what type of home they come from, accept them and teach them to be kind. My friend also said that the boys were a little bit more flexible and easier, like, yeah, okay, they'll do a fist bump or a high five and then they go about their business. But a lot of young girls are about the drama. Don't ask me why. Maybe they get it from home. I have no idea. And it just makes them happy. I have no idea. But anyway, so I have a friend who is in a new neighborhood, and she has this beautiful little girl. And this little girl isn't new to the neighborhood. There's a lot of kids in the neighborhood, and she is just a little cute little brunette. And the other girls in the neighborhood are mostly little blondes, and no hate mail from little blondes either. Now, there's no offense to anyone with different hair colored. If you have different hair color than my gray hair, I have no opinion. This is just my opinion. But the two little blonde girls, or three little blonde girls, I don't know, I think it was three, are so hateful to the brunette. Why? Because she's different. She is friendly and kind, and I'm sure she has her moments like all children. And they have said to her, they've just come out and said, we can't be your friends and we can't play with you much longer or any longer because we've known each other longer than we've known you. So we just can't play with you. Like, what? Well, yes, of course, the little girl went home crying and told her mom and dad. And I mean, at that age, how do kids understand that? They don't. So, was it the hair color? Was it that she was more beautiful than the little blonde girls? I don't know. Or my question is, did they learn something from the home? Or did they again, where are the parents? Do the parents even know how these girls behave? I always told my kids, and I will still tell my kids, and I will tell my grandchildren, you don't have to like everyone. You just don't. Some people just aren't likable, but you don't have to like them. But there's a big but here. And the but is be kind to everyone. You can be kind to anyone. And some kids just are nasty and mean. And adults are nasty and mean too. But not all people are like that. And I usually, I will tell you, this has been really, it's been an awkward thing for me to write about because apparently I don't like the word awkward, even though I've used it several times because that's what the podcast is. Um, I usually type up notes or scripts for this podcast, and I've had so many problems typing out the word awkward. Every time it's autocorrect. Thank God for autocorrect. I can't spell it correctly. So apparently I do not like the word awkward. I may, use it as kiddingly sometimes go awkward, awkward situation. But anyway, if you have young children, keep an eye on them when kids are around. You want to see how your kids idle. Yes, my poor children. My neighbor and I would always sit outside. One of us would take turns watching all the kids because there were several kids in our neighborhood where the kids grew up. And you see how your children interact. And you correct them if you see they're not being kind. But anyway, I know it isn't a Job thing. If you've never heard my podcast, I've got a podcast, number one, episode 138, I believe, Ticket to Life, and it's not a Job thing, and you can listen to that, and you'll know what I'm talking about. But you will never guess who else was awkward, or shall I say, unique. Now, this guy was very awkward. Oops, there we go again. I mean, he was unique, especially for his time. First of all, he was homeless and always traveling by foot. No, it was not Forrest Gump. Remember in Forrest Gump, he's walking and walking and walking. Well, anyway, but this guy, he's the one and only, and he's very popular, and he is known around the world, and that is Jesus. Yes, my friends, he was awkward. How do I know this? Well, if you look up a lot of things about Jesus, he was different, but he embraced it and he used his uniqueness by giving others hope. He ate with those who no one else wanted to be around. He helped a prostitute find her way. His best friend, or so he thought at the time, denied him. He denied knowing who he was. They've been around together forever, and he denied him. I don't know that guy. He made people feel uncomfortable. Now, this man who lived a single minded life, and yet everyone was awed by him. What was he about? Single minded to God and to spread his Father's word. Amazing, right? Not everyone liked him, and yet he just kept strutting his stuff and spreading the word. Jesus was human and felt anger at times and was able to express it. Some people think, oh no, he was just full of, rainbows and unicorns, although there are no unicorns in Jesus' time or now. But anyway, um, they just figured, oh, he was just so happy all the time. But no, he was human and he felt anger at times. And again, he was able to express it. Remember the time he lost his temper at the temple? I'm pretty sure that was not a pretty sight. And he had every right to be ticked off, selling goods and gambling at his father's house. Come on, people. But anyway, again, I've said this in many of my podcasts recently. If you are in need of a good therapist, I got your guy. He will listen to you for as long as you need him. And guess what? It's free. You don't even have to pay. You just sit there and you present all your problems. The big problem with doing this though is that you have to leave them with him. You have to leave those problems with him and you have to move on, which is really hard for many. But it can't be done. Now, talking about uniqueness, look at Moses and look what he accomplished. Hello. So is it odd? Are we odd people because we are not like everyone else? No, we're not. Some people are drawn to awkward people and some are not. Some people live with that for the rest of their lives and it's okay, but they have to accept it Just like Jesus, he accepted, I'm not like everyone else. And you accept it and you move on and be successful. Do things for yourself, do things for your family. But anyway, I believe that we can accomplish anything. We can change who we are if you want to change, but be who you are. So if again, so if you or your kids are a bit unique and don't feel that you don't fit in or they don't fit in, know that you aren't alone. And I'm right there with you. Know that you are you. And you may be misunderstood, but you're not alone. When people are rude, just be thankful that you're not like them. So many things to be thankful for. Let your kids know how unique they are and know how unique you are. When you don't feel as though you fit in, just know that you are one of a kind. And that makes you pretty awesome. At least I think so. So, after describing the word awkward, did any of those characteristics click with you? And you thought, I didn't think I was awkward. You're not. You're you. People see us the way people want to see us. Some people just don't like the way I look. It was funny. One time, my granddaughter said, Ita. Like she calls me Lita, but it's short. She calls me Ita. Anyway, for abuelita, which is grandmother in Spanish. But anyway, and she goes, Ita, I don't really like this little so and so. I don't remember. It was a while back. But I don't like this so and so, this little girl. She told me her name. Let's call her Daphne. I don't know. Anyway, so she said, I don't like Daphne. And to any of the Daphnes out there, this is the made up name I'm using. And I said, why? She goes, I don't know. And then I said, well, not everyone likes you, right? And she goes, what? It is true, though. And I said, a lot of people don't like Ita, and that's okay. And she says, it is. And I said, yes, not everyone is going to like you, but be kind. She says, oh, I am. I'm nice to her. I thought, okay, you're 5. But it's great just to know how kids see things. When I told my daughter about it, she said, what? They play all the time. So I understand when someone is 5 and may say that, but as they get older and kids say that, it may be a lot more hurtful. She never told the little girl that. She just told me. Hope it wasn't in confidence because now it's on the radio. But anyway, I think that we all just need to learn to accept people for who they are. And sometimes that's really hard for people. You may not like what they believe in. You may not like the way they dress. You may not like their hair color. You may not like their religion. You may not like, what they believe in. Again, just be kind. That's all you need to do. Be kind. If there was more kindness in the world, do you know how much more peaceful it would be? It'd be amazing. So that's my take on being awkward, aka unique. So I hope this next few days of the holidays or this time of year, which I know it can be stressful, I know it causes lots and lots of anxiety for some, but just remember, take a deep breath. No, it will be over. But remember why we celebrate Christmas. It is such a special time of year for us in the Christian faith. It is it is a blessing. It really is. And just remember that. And I hope you have fond memories of of Christmas past. I had gone to a Christmas. One of my friends, her daughter, is in choir, so I went to the Christmas formal concert, and it was beautiful. So they start singing, "Have yourself a merry little Christmas." That song makes me cry, literally all the time. It's those lyrics. Let's see, once again, in the olden days, happy golden days of yore, um, faithful friends who are dear to us will be near to us once more. Then some day soon, we will all be together if the fate allows. Until then, we will muddle through somehow. Ugh, it is such a beautiful song, only because it does, remind me of Christmas. And anyway, so I start crying. Well, her sister that was in the choir is sitting next to me, and she goes, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Ugh, this song just makes me cry." And I said, "We don't know if we'll be here next year." And she looked at me. She's like, "Henrie, don't say that." And I said, "Well, it's the truth. I miss my parents. I miss my friends who have passed. So make the best of your holidays. It's just, you just don't know. Life is short. We're not promised tomorrow. So make some wonderful, wonderful memories. I don't mean to be Debbie Downer, but it's just honesty. I hope you have some wonderful time with family and friends this time to end the year, because the year is coming to an end. Anyway, so thank you again for listening. I do want to tell you that for 2025, I will be starting. I'm sure I've mentioned it before, and you probably can turn me off now. I'm starting on my fourth year of Ticket to Life, and I thank you again all for listening. I appreciate it more than you will ever know. And one more thing is that if you feel, like I said, this is going to be a really sad time for people. So just know that I have special numbers that you can call during this time of year on the description at the bottom of my podcast. And just know you are never alone in anything in life. And I do hope all good things come to you for the end of the year. And until next week, I will be keeping you in my prayers. I will be praying for you, and I hope to see you next week. And again, thank you again so much for listening. And please, one of the main things I want you to remember, that you are a blessing to me, and I hope that you can find your blessings each and every day in all that you have around you, be it family and friends, a job, whatever. But again, take care of yourself, be happy, and you know what? I love you so much because you are so unique. Thanks for listening.